Virtual Beer Festival 3 this Saturday with Jim Breuer and more. Comedy sketches and more. The Virtual Beer Festival 3. Oh, we're going to have so much fun.
Making memories.
Beer Festival. 10 cans of 12 to 16 ounce beers from different breweries delivered to your house. That's a lot of beer tasting. Make sure you're home.
We gotta get you to come up to the pub. All of you guys.
We will.
Hi, I'm Alan O'Neill, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the Garage Brewing Company, Temecula, California. We are a small, up-and-coming, growing craft brewery in Temecula. We began 6.5 years ago with a pizzeria and brew pub. Have evolved about 4.5 years ago. We opened our commercial brewery in Murrieta. Don't try to find it. It's carefully hidden. It's a well-guarded secret in Murrieta. But we expanded as we began to expand our business. We needed more brewing capacity and opened up that second facility. From the very beginning, we've been about a couple of key things. Innovation, quality, really critical, laser focused on quality. We'll see it today. We are Best Buy dated on every can that we sell and obviously every keg that we sell. We want people to know when our beer was made. We want people to know when it should be consumed. We want people to know they're drinking fresh beer.
What if they want to age it?
There are a few beers that age okay, and we got a couple of barrel-aged ones and so forth.
Best Buy and then a Best Aged Buy?
The Best Aged Buy is usually pretty far out the curve. We hope they drink it before they get to that. But it has been about quality, and our owner really has had a long-term view of the business. We bought all North American-made brewing equipment. We do things that a lot of people our size don't do. We pitch and propagate our own yeast. We have a centrifuge that we run all of our beer through. We own all our own kegs. We don't rent a thing. We want to know where they've been, where they're coming back to, and where they're going again.
You already got me at yeast, man. You guys got your own yeast in-house?
We start with a little slide,
Yeah.
you know, propagate it, pitch it, perfect every time. Unbelievable.
That's
So, and he's just dug deep in. He does an inch wide and a mile deep, right? So we just keep digging and we keep finding ways to improve that quality process, improve the brewing process, deliver a better product for our consumers.
Well, I found you guys at Campfire Stout. That's my first introduction to the Garage Brewing Company. But now it seems like you guys have a lot of stuff in your arsenal.
We do. If you were to show up, so the Pizzeria Brew Pub is still there. Right now it's only a brew pub. There are 28 beers on tap at all times there. And maybe a couple of barrel-aged bottles in a cooler someplace if you know who to ask for them. But yeah, we really run the whole gamut from, we have a classic Helles lager, on one end of the spectrum, and then 3 or 4 different stouts. The marshmallow milk stout, a peanut butter chocolate milk stout, which is a Reese's Pieces in a bottle. It's great, unbelievable. And then around holiday time, we do a cherry chocolate milk stout. So some really interesting beers. And then this year, we just come out with a couple of Berliner Weisses. We're going to have a watermelon Berliner Weiss for the summer, a guava, a blood orange, and a raspberry. So always pushing. And we are all about fruit. People know us for fruit, for sure.
So the guys tasting it today, we're getting the blueberry cream ale. How
Yes.
did that become a thing? Did it during your innovation, like, where'd you guys think of this creation?
You know, our owner is really the designer, if you will, of all the beers, the brainchild of all the beers, and blueberries are actually grown in Temecula.
I didn't know that.
There are a couple of pick-your-own places up there. Fortunately, Temecula is probably most famous for wine.
Yeah, of course.
60 wineries up there. But now there's 8 or 10 breweries in town too. So blueberry was a local thing. We didn't get them locally. It was just an evolution. We thought springtime, blueberry, this is something that can work. And it's really a delicious beer. It's an American cream ale, light, refreshing, easy to drink. Not enough hops to put in your eye, but some 2-row malt and a couple of other things to make it a little bit special. An ale yeast, and then we infuse it with the blueberries, and it winds up with a really light, easy to drink,
Do you use that
terrific
centrifuge
product.
for your blueberries?
Yes, yep,
Okay, that's
everything.
That's where I'm getting a big kick of flavor.
Everything. Today we're tasting our blueberry cream ale, delicious springtime product, 5.2% ABV, 2-row malt, a couple of other special things to give it a little bit of sweetness. You do pick up some of the color of the blueberries both in the beer and in the head. It's an American cream ale, very nice, light, easy to drink. Definitely get blueberry on the nose. And it starts with blueberry and it finishes with blueberry very nicely and subtly. Great beer to drink, day drinking beer in the summertime for sure. Enjoy it with your friends and come back for more.
Hey guys, we're about to play loaded questions for adults. Alan's going to be out here giving his answers, but you guys light up the chat right now. Give us the answers too. Ready?
Ready.
No answers uncommon, so go give us whatever you want.
All right.
What is the worst excuse for not wanting to have sex?
There is no excuse for not wanting to have sex.
What is
Honey, I got a headache, right? That's
probably what they're saying. Yeah. Number 2. What is a good comeback for a woman who catches a man staring at her chest? What do you say when put in that predicament?
Do you want to take a picture?
Number 3. What is an unusual reason to file for divorce?
An unusual reason. I've been through this process, and
A lot of people have, especially here in the West Coast. What's the most unusual you have heard?
she drinks too much.
Oh, I wouldn't file for divorce for that.
No, exactly.
All right, number 4, and last and final one. What would make you break out into applause? Just wherever you're at the pub, what's going to make you break out into applause?
People who tell me how great garage beer is.
I can dig that.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and enjoying our beer today. There are, as we said before, at least 28 more of those to find and explore out in the marketplace. Look forward to trying and enjoying many, many more. And here's to you. Salud.
Hello, virtual beer festival folks. If you're wondering who this strange little man on your phone is, I'll tell you who I am. My name is David Faustino, but I'm better known as Bud Bundy. Let's get those tolerances up. Come on, guys. Come on, put your big boy livers on. Your big girl livers. Come on. You can handle it. Put those beers down. All right, virtual beer festival, come on, put it together. And a whoa Bundy to all you freaks. Come on, guys, drink some beer. All right, peace.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
My wife Maria and I own Legacy Brewing Company here in Oceanside, California. We opened Legacy in late 2013, and it's been a joyous amount of time bringing the soul of craft into North County. We love what we do. We have a great team, and we'd like to present that Guava beer. We're going to do a little tasting now on that Guava beer. The reason we call it that Guava beer is we figured few people will try to mimic it. We want to make sure that they know that it's this one, which is that Guava beer. So the first thing you're going to notice is a kind of a subtleness to the guava aroma. We sourced a very particular type of Mexican white guava for this, and after a lot of trial and error, we've got the process down to where it gives us just the right amount to where we're not too heavy-handed with it. So some of the flavors you're going to get are definitely a fruity flavor, but it's not overpowering. So it's because it's fermented into the product, it's just not a flavor on top of it. And that's something we're very proud of. There's a lot of extra processing involved in that process, but we think it makes for a great beer. It's not a base that we add flavor to. It's made from scratch as a good fruit ale. Great craft drinkers love it, and also newcomers like it. So it kind of bridges the gap. So enjoy. When we opened, Heritage and Dana Point, we were one of only a handful of breweries in Southern California. We opened about the same time as Carl Strauss did down off Columbia Street in San Diego. So there was a real camaraderie at that time of the brewers, and figuring out how to build equipment and making winery equipment and dairy equipment work for brewing, because back then you couldn't click and order one. So I have a lot of engineering and a lot of just real seat of the pants operations type of ability, and that's what I bring to it. We all have a legacy, whether it's familial or what we do for a living or something like that, passed down through generations, and this is something that we like to celebrate here at Legacy Brewing Company. That's why you'll see things in our entryway that praise our beginnings here in the United States. And we have a map on the side there where we've had people from so many different countries come in here to enjoy quality craft beer and get a taste of our local scene, while engaging in conversation with other people like-minded, and using beer as basically the glue that kind of brings us together in conversation, so that we all have some commonality. And we get that here all the time. We encourage people to be in a communal setting where they can really share their thoughts on beer and their life. And that's kind of what we're all about here.
What's up, Virtual Beer Fest? No bullshit today, just one of the greatest hits of all time. Enjoy. Girl, you're working with some ass, yeah. You're bad, yeah. Make a man spend his cash, yeah. His last year, hoes frown when you pass, yeah. The mad, yeah. You gon' ride in the Jag, yeah. With dad, yeah. You can smoke or buy a bag, yeah. A glass, yeah. Got money, I can flash, yeah. And trash, yeah. I'm a big time man, yeah. Pull the trigger, yeah. A player hate to flip with, yeah. Go and feel it, yeah. I be slanging wood, yeah. Out the hood, yeah. Let it be understood, yeah. It's all good, yeah. Got a woman screaming loud, yeah. On the hard, yeah. A smooth ghetto broad, yeah. Want the hard, yeah. A player do a trick, yeah, on the dick, yeah. You claiming you want a bitch, yeah, that ain't shit, yeah. The man with the money, yeah, don't act funny, yeah. I'm birds and I'm running, yeah, about 100, yeah. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Girl, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Got a stupid ass, yeah, make me laugh, yeah. Make a man wanna grab that autograph, yeah. I'm sweating in my drawers, yeah, on Han, yeah. Wanna walk it like a dog, yeah. Break you off, yeah. Getting mine, you get yours, yeah. That's for sure, yeah. You fucking with my nerves, yeah. To the curb, yeah. I know you bitches know, yeah. And it show, yeah. But a man got some more, yeah. About to flow, yeah. Fresh balls and fit shit, and it's bitch shit. We be making hit shit after hit shit. The titties sitting nice yet, on them right shit. I can fuck you right shit, all night yet. Wanna bring it to my house yet, on the couch yet. Knock the pussy out yet, get them out yet. I wanna see these hoes yet, bend it low yet. Let me ride it in the hole yet, let me know yet. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Ho, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Ho, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. I know you can't stand it. Dick bandit, done landed. See your jaws handed. We can go get it, y'all. Gang split it, y'all. Put the bitch on the wall and I hit it, y'all. Looking kinda lonely. I'm feeling honey. Put the dick in the middle like Monet. Big dick plumber chick in a Hummer chick. Beat the dick like a motherfucking drummer chick. Cinch that pretty cat. Look at that. I love a fucking hoodie rat. That's a fact. Use a motherfucking get it, girl. Get it, girl. I'm the man, the hit it, girl. Oh, here we go. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Ho, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Ho, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Happy drinking. We'll see you next time.
Hey, my name is Justin Catalana, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Fort Point Beer Company. Fort Point Beer Company is San Francisco's largest independent craft brewery. We're located right at the base of the Golden Gate Bridge in the national park known as the Presidio. Today, we're at our Valencia tap room, and it's exciting because we just released this new beer, which we don't do that frequently. And I'm joined by our director of brewing, Mike Schneebeck, to grill him a little bit on how he ended up coming up with the idea for this beer, what went into making it, and why it's so special to us. So I'll let Mike introduce himself. I'm going to open this beer and begin to drink it.
All right, not too fast. As Justin said, my name is Mike Schneebeck, Director of Brewing at Fort Point Beer Company here in San Francisco, and today we're chatting about Strawberry Darling. This is our new Berliner Weiss with strawberries that was just released at the end of May and is available in canned 6-packs and on draft.
So why'd we brew a Berliner Weiss? It's good. It's very good. But yeah, why'd we brew a Berliner Weiss?
Berliner Weiss style is something I've wanted to do personally, and that's something we've talked about doing at the brewery for quite a long time. Our beers typically, we take the approach of making really balanced, nuanced beers that are really easy to get into, are really accessible, whether you're a super experienced beer drinker and have really esoteric tastes, or you're just picking up a beer out of a cooler at a party. We want you to be able to enjoy it either way. So the Berliner Weiss style is appealing, I think, because it's sour, and sour is cool for the most part. And it's also really approachable of the sour beers. You know, I think it's lower ABV, there's less acidity, it's not as challenging as like a Flemish Red or, you know, a Guava or something like that. So that's why the style Berliner Weiss made a lot of sense. And it's also a great canvas to kind of do fun things like add fruit. And in this case, we chose to add strawberries to kind of help temper a little bit of the acidity, but at the same time create a really nice, pleasant sort of aroma and flavor.
I know that we worked at different processes for souring for quite a bit.
Yeah.
What did we do, and then where did we end up with this one?
Yeah, we've done a few things over the years. When we initially piloted this beer, I think 2 years ago, we were doing a lactobacillus into the kettle, like a pretty traditional kettle sour. That worked really well. It's a little more challenging, I think, in terms of just controlling the consistency of that method or that process. So we had the opportunity to R&D some new yeast strains that are basically Saccharomyces cerevisiae, an ale yeast that has been modified to produce lactic acid. So there's no bacteria involved. We're able to pitch this yeast like we would any other beer, and it generates a pretty controllable amount of lactic acid. And it's a really nice, clean lactic acid. That's a slight kind of citrus funk to it.
I know in this first batch we ended up doing some blending. What was like the target pH we were going for?
So pH is, I believe, 3.2. But we were really focusing more on total acidity.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a better measurement of the sourness that you're feeling. So for this beer, we were looking for a total acidity of 7 grams per liter. I think is that metric.
We'll dub that in correctly later.
So compared to other sour beers, you know, it's, I don't know what's a good example. I'd call it medium low.
Yeah, it's surprisingly, it has that characteristic of being that sour beer characteristic where it becomes refreshing.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about it, especially going into the summer and the warm months here. I know I was part of the brainstorming and whatnot, but can you talk a little bit about like how we arrived at strawberries?
Yeah. You know, the fruit's sort of a nod to tradition. In Germany, they put flavored syrups into Berliner Weiss to kind of temper the sourness and provide flavor. So the fruit's a nod to that, but we didn't want to go down that historical route. Being from California, we have great agriculture here, and so we kind of wanted to look at our home state, you know, for inspiration and for fruit. And strawberries were kind of top of mind, thinking of summer and all the fruits, all the things we get to enjoy here. Strawberry is kind of an obvious choice.
What do you think of other fruits in the future?
Oh, there's a lot. Apricots, avocados.
Is it a fruit?
No. Yes. Yes.
I find the beer to be particularly good looking. What was our process on clarification, and why do you think, how did we get this color?
Yeah, that's a good question. The color and clarity is something that we take into consideration with every beer. I think a beer should look as good as it smells and tastes. You know, the overall impression you get is important. And with this beer, we were just really cognizant of, you know, the pectin in this fruit, and just being really on top of that by basically dosing enzymes, pectinase, to make sure that we didn't get too much haziness or turbidity in the beer. And then we're just using our typical filtration methods, you know, centrifuge, biofine, what have you. So the results are brilliant beer. The really cool color has kind of an orange wine, rosé sort of tint to it, which I think is really nice.
So something I really like about this beer as well is, and this goes for a lot of Fort Point beers, is that our brewing team puts a lot of time and energy into every recipe, not just from an ingredient standpoint, but from a process standpoint as well. And while Mike and the brewing team might spend an exhaustive amount of time, as he was saying, the last 2 years, we've kind of been working on a Berliner Weiss base. At the end of the day, we know that most people don't really want to hear all of that when they just want a nice, refreshing beer. So while a lot goes into the beer behind the scenes, at the end of the day, a lot of the Fort Point beers are really made to be really easy to drink and really easy to enjoy, whether you're a beer expert or you're just getting into beer for the first time. We really pride ourselves on making beers that you can bring to a barbecue or bring to a party, and you know that they'll be crowd pleasers. And it's not something easy to achieve, so I think you've done a really great job with this one, Mike.
Thanks, Justin.
Would you like to tell our viewers at home how to taste this beer?
Yes. We're going to go over how to drink this beer.
I've already started.
No. So yeah, Strawberry Darling, our Berliner Weiss. So let's open the can first. But pour this here. So I think first thing about this beer that I really like is the clarity in the color. It's not bright purple, bright pink. It's not screaming fruit slushy. It looks like a beer, just with a really cool kind of orange, pinkish hue to it. And that's the result of using fruit purees. So we aren't using any extracts or concentrates. We're just using straight fruit puree. And the color's subtle, but it's intentional.
What is it about? I always, not to knock our own beer, but I always find like these lower ABV tartar beers have very poor head retention.
Yeah.
Is there something behind that?
No.
All right, never mind.
Being intentional. Yeah, I wish they had a little more head retention.
Next batch.
Next batch, yeah. So moving on from appearance, if you just give it a quick sniff, you'll find there's strawberry there, but it's not hit you over the head with strawberry. I think the idea was to kind of create that image or that feeling of like going out into a garden, picking some strawberries, and it's really fresh, it's hot outside, and when you get back from out of the sun, this is the beer that you crack open and cool off with on the porch, and it still is reminding you of that summer garden and the strawberries. So it's kind of like a just ripe or underripe strawberry flavor, not like a strawberry jam or strawberry smoothie that we were going for. I think that blends in better with the acidity, with the style. Mm-hmm. It's a little more natural. But the one objective too is to make sure this beer tasted like beer, and I think you can taste kind of the wheat, the other aspects of the beer. Hops don't really play a role. We did hop this beer with a little bit of crystal, which has a very nice kind of tropical aroma, which I think helps support the strawberry, but by no means interferes. Next, like body. We carbonate this beer a lot higher than our other beers, to a level higher than our other beers. And if you pour it, you'll feel it on the tongue. There's a lot more fizz, and that, trying to make sure that is balanced with the acidity, the tartness, and the puckering sensation is important to make sure it's not too like whoa,
yeah,
lemon face, which I think we accomplished.
Tasty beer.
Yeah, it's really easy to drink. 4.7%. The first 6-pack I bought of this went really quick.
Well, there you have it, Strawberry Darling. Hope you all enjoy it wherever you are. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
We make like 500 beers a year almost. That's a lot.
Yeah.
500 a year, like different beers. That's more than any other brewery. My name's Chris Fogner. Work for the Brewery, an offshoot beer company. I do sales for them in Orange County and Riverside County region. But I've been with the brewery for over 4 years now, and I'm loving it. So I started off as a fan, like I was saying, and I was a member for 3.5 years as well. Just working my way up. I feel like I'm at the brewery paying off my debt as a member,
They have a pretty large loyalty club, don't they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, my dad is a member now. Like, Dad, you don't have to do that. I got you. I'm here.
I got you, bro.
Yeah. So that really helps us like be innovative. We had the resources because of the membership program to make fun, innovative, crazy, experimental beers, or just to keep dialing them in until we get what we really want, which is rad. The brewery's been founded, or was founded, by Patrick Rue. He was homebrewing, and he learned that he was pretty good at this, pretty good at homebrewing. He was trying to be a lawyer at the time, like his dad, in law school, hating every minute of it, trying to pass the bar exam. But the homebrew project he had that was pretty much just done in his kitchen was turned out pretty well. He was winning awards at the local county fairs and other homebrew competitions. And one beer in particular, called Trade Winds, was made with jasmine rice from his kitchen and Thai basil from his backyard that he was growing. And he entered that,
Asian,
right?
influence.
Yeah, so hence the name Trade Winds, right? So he entered that in the competition. He did pretty well. I think that's what gave him the courage to leave the future of law that he was going to have for beer. He opened the brewery up in 2008. And like I said about Black Tuesday, it was 2009 when that came out that really put brewery on the map. And then the sours, Oud Tart, Tart of Darkness, Sour and the Rye, really gave the brewery a name for barrel-aged beers or barrel-aged sours.
Is that what you guys are primarily known for?
Yeah, I would say Belgian, experimental, and barrel-aged beers. Okay. And we did say we'd never make an IPA, and that's why we created the Offshoot Brew Company, which Aaron will speak on later. But yeah, so the brewery is known for those 3 categories, I would say. I think those 3 categories kind of sums up exactly what we do. We're going to be drinking with the funk, and it is a blend, I would say, of a Belgian wit and a barrel-aged sour. In this case, should we pop it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give us, man.
Yeah.
Give us a
So
lowdown on this guy.
this is a foeder-aged sour wit, and I'll start backwards from there. The base beer is a wit beer, and we made a true to style wit. So what I mean by that is it has orange peel, coriander, 3 different old world yeast strains that you would find in a wit. And we also inoculated it with our house cultures. So it's wild bacteria and wild yeast. And that's what makes the beer tart, funky, and sour. And we aged it in French oak foeders.
Yeah, they smell delicious.
Yeah. Let me top off mine. You don't even cheers me?
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you.
So not only do you get the citrus from the orange peel,
Oh, yeah.
you're getting it from the lactic acid as well, which is really refreshing, I would say. Like when I'm dying from heat outside, this is the kind of beer that I crave. And you get that bounce. It's not too acidic. The wit yeast base is not too prominent where you're going like this too much. And that's why I like this beer. And after having sours over the years, after 10 years, I would say, this is my kind of sour.
Okay.
Where it's still tart, but you know,
type
it's
too.
my type, yeah.
All right, Chris, we're going to see how good of a salesman you actually are. Get
Let's
those
try.
skills up. We're going to bring in a moderate beer drinker.
Uh-huh.
She's going to taste the beers. We're going to describe her each one, and she's going to pick them out. She's going to be blindfolded.
Each beer is pretty different from each other, so I think she might be okay. Yeah, so or I might be okay. We'll figure it out.
And then
I don't like this.
you're going this way,
Okay.
this way.
Perfect.
Isn't drinking supposed to be fun?
So the first beer we're going to do is Goza's our red. So Goza is a German salted tart wheat beer. I know it's a mouthful, but we added Syrah grapes to this one.
Okay.
So it's like a rosé Goza is what we say.
Sounds good.
So it's going to be a little acidic up front, but you're going to have some sweetness from the Syrah grapes.
Okay.
And I think you'll be able to tell the difference, at least from the other 2 that we have. But
Here's beer one.
it's beer 1.
Okay. It's a tiny little glass. It's like a tasting. This is a nice
We're
little
doing a
flight
little-
I'm getting here, yeah.
Welcome to the brewery.
Okay. Do you guys want to know my thoughts on it, or just keep it to myself? Until
Yeah,
I
tell us
get
what-
yourself into you.
Or yeah, yeah.
Okay. Number 2. Let's see. Okay.
Beer number 3.
So there might be some sharpness to the beer, but like I said, it is balanced out by the Syrah grapes.
That one is drastically different than the first 2.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And this is your last beer number 4.
Okay. You said it's going to be dry from the grapes?
Yeah, dry and slightly sweet.
Oh. Okay, 1 and 2 taste pretty close.
You
Definitely
can go
not-
back. Yeah.
3 is going to be a hard no.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to go with number 1.
Number what?
Number 1.
All right. Next beer. You
All right.
Get that one right.
So now we're gonna change it up, and so I'm gonna make you do 3 sips for each one. That way you can really get your palate going,
Sounds good.
like I would do in the field, right? So the next one we're gonna do. Let's try the Pilsner. So the Pilsner is gonna be, as you probably know already, right?
Yeah.
Light, crisp, refreshing. Yep.
refreshable,
You're
I'm
definitely
sure,
gonna be able
yeah.
to tell
Okay.
that what's a Pilsner.
That sounds
Well, let's
easier.
see, right? Yeah.
Beer 1.
That sounds easier. I'm excited for this.
3 sips.
Yep. That's the first sip.
This is definitely like a sour.
Yeah. You get that acidity.
I'm going to go with not the Pilsner, but I still enjoyed the 3rd sip.
Yeah.
I already know it's not this one. Tastes too
You don't
rich.
have to do 3 sips on that one.
No. Tastes too rich. It's delicious too, though.
Your first sip.
Okay.
What are you getting?
So far, this one definitely tastes more Pilsnery to me than the first 2. But I mean, it could be the 4th one as well, so Right now it's between this one and the next one.
That's a
so.
tricky thing when you do back-to-back beers of somewhat different styles, right? Your palate's like, wait, I just had that.
Beer 4.
Okay. Who's the last one?
Mm-hmm. Looking for that crispy boy.
No, I'm gonna go with number 3.
Number 3. You are correct.
Yay.
Woo!
That's
All right,
good.
last one.
Okay.
All right. We do have 2 more. Yeah,
Yeah,
what
we
was
have
it?
2 more.
We'll
We've
keep
only
as
done-
a. Let's just do 1 more. Yeah. So, which one? Yeah, okay. So this one is, do I have to say the name of the beer? Okay, this one's With the Funk. And like I said before, we use orange peel and coriander. It's bright. There is acidity for sure, being a barrel-aged sour or foeder-aged sour in this case. And yeah, so there's only 1 other sour on this lineup.
There you go.
Sounds good. We got beer number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's my Pilsner.
Nice.
Right?
Yep.
Alright. Oh, damn it. Okay, let me think. Can you remind me of the notes one more time that I'm looking for?
Yeah, so there's orange peel. Coriander is way in the background, but I think citrus is what you're looking for
So I'm
mostly.
pulling out a bit of citrus on that one, so
Okay.
I'm interested to see if I'm making that up or if it's actually
No, sours
the
both.
case.
These sours both have lactic acid, and you're gonna get
Okay.
citrus from that profile for sure.
I know we're on the third
And I
one,
would
but should
say
go with number 2.
With the Funk is also lighter. I would say
Number 4.
I know, but I feel like it's the one before.
3 sips though. 3 sips. And it has like a long finish.
I don't know, now I'm second guessing myself. Alright. Jesus, man. This one?
Is what?
With the funk?
You're asking if that one's With the Funk? Well, what do you taste from that one? And make sure you do the 3 sips because you might still have something going on from the last
Residual
one.
left, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. This one I'm tasting a bit of the citrus, but also kind of has like some holiday notes as well. I'm not sure if
Okay.
that's the cardamom or if that's
So With the Funk does not have holiday notes besides the coriander. I don't know if coriander is very holiday-ish, but
I don't know. I think I might be a rookie after all this.
or I'm a terrible salesman. Either way. Yeah.
No, it's definitely me. It's definitely me. Okay, so I'm gonna go with beer number 2 as the final guess for With the Funk.
Oh man.
Was it the
But
last
it
one?
sounds like you like Gozes are red, so yeah. You can take your blindfold off, yeah.
Aw, man.
So this is the one.
That was the one?
Yep. So With the Funk was the one that you were supposed to guess correctly, and you thought this was With the Funk. Yep.
If I could have seen them, that would have
Oh,
been
yeah,
a game
totally.
changer.
Hey, that's a game changer.
And that's what I was worried at first, yeah. It's too pink.
Well, the good news is I found out my new favorite beer from
Yeah.
his roses or gozes are red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this one the best.
So you can buy these beers online at thebrewery.com, or you can buy them statewide. We distribute to, I would say, 30 states right now. So you can find them at your local liquor store, bar, or restaurant. If you can't find them there, ask for them. We'll get them to you. Cheers.
What up, party people? It's Cameron Dettman. I'm a musician, and I hope you guys are having a great time at the virtual beer festival. And here's a song I'd like to perform for you. Hope you enjoy. You're in my views, bro? This is a little posty for y'all. Probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that 'cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, let you down. I gave you anything, I gave you everything. You know I say that I am better now, my hands go. 20 candles, blow 'em out and open your eyes. We were looking forward to the rest of our lives. Used to keep my picture posted by your bedside. Now I send the dresser with the socks you don't like. And I'm rolling, 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 rolling with my brothers like a Jonas Jonas. Love you too, brother. Thinking and I'm trying to forget, but I just can't get this shit out of my head. You probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that 'cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, but gave you anything, gave you everything. You know I say that I am better now, better now. I only say that 'cause you're not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, but gave you anything, gave you everything. See you with your brother do. You look like he was pretty cool. I was so broken over you. Life goes on, what can you do? I just wonder what it's gonna take. I'm not a foreign or a big change, because no matter how my life has changed, I keep on looking back on better days. You probably think that you are better now, better now. I only say that 'cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, but gave you anything, gave you everything. You know I say that I am better now. What's up, Hysteria? Now I'm gonna say that 'cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, but gave you anything, gave you everything. I promise, I swear to you, I'll be okay. You'll be the love of my life. You probably think that you are better now, better now. I'm gonna say that 'cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, but it gave you anything, it gave you everything. Ooh, that's a fun one.
Oh, hello, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to the world of Topa Topa. Over the next few minutes, we'll be discussing our company history, our core values, and of course, our most popular beer, Cheif Peak. So, you've taken your first steps into learning more about Topa Topa. Fun fact, did you know that we are named after the Topa Topa mountain range, located in Ojai, California? This unique mountain range runs east to west, unlike most mountain ranges, which run north to south. And just like the Topa Topas, we'd like to think we're pretty unique too. Good vibes, great beers. These are the ideals that have driven us every day since we founded the brewery in 2014. Furthermore, we adhere to these core values: quality, craftsmanship, community spirit. Speaking of community spirit, since we opened our doors in 2014, we've been a member of 1% for the planet. Meaning, 1% of our gross sales go towards local environmental nonprofits. Isn't that neat? Named after one of the highest peaks in the Topa Topa mountain range, Cheif Peak is our flagship IPA that accounts for nearly 2/3 of our gross sales. And did you know that 100% of people who like Cheif Peak drink it? Oh, hey there, little guy. With an ABV of 7%, it notes that our tropical, dank, and citrusy, Cheif Peak is a crowd favorite that has an abundance of hop flavor and aroma without imparting hop bitterness. So you might be asking yourselves, how do you folks over at Topa Topa pack all that flavor into this tiny little can? Well, don't you worry, we use an abundance of hops, such as Galaxy, Simcoe, and Citra. Now that's interesting. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. If you'd like to further explore the world of Topa Brewing Company, as well as our other offerings, we have plenty of options for you. You can order online at topatopa.beer, call ahead, or swing by any of our locations in Ventura, Ojai, or Santa Barbara from 2 to 6 p.m. every day. We offer 6-packs of our core brands, like Dos Topas Lager, or Level Line Pale Ale, and our newest release, Spectro Hazy IPA, Crowler Fills, and new Growler Fills, as well as merchandise and gift cards. Our core brands are also available through our retail partners. If you'd like to have your beer delivered, just order online at topatopa.beer. We offer shipping throughout California. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on new releases, such as our Sespi Pilsner or our upcoming anniversary beer. Congratulations! This now concludes the Topa training video, and you are now certified to drink Cheif Peak IPA. If you're wondering how to receive your certificate of completion, don't worry, you're holding it right now. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we hope to see you all soon.
All right, so we tried 5. We did good. We did good. Now listen, some of you are rookies. Disaster. This isn't a chugging contest. This isn't a 3 and done and smashing the can and take it off. We're tasting. You can come back. You're tasting. You gotta pace yourself because we're about to taste 5 more. Okay? We got plenty of time. We're taking our time. All right? So before you do the next 5, do yourself a favor. Why don't you get some snacks to fill, to have this soak up, all right? You know what's good with it? This is what I like. Let me tell you what I like. I like making a cheese and cracker tray, all right? Cheese and cracker tray. You get aged Parmesan cheese. You get whatever you that one cheese that smells like feet. I don't like it. My wife likes it. Maybe a little brie, some crackers. You get some peanuts, okay? Sprinkle them around. You get that fig spread. You put on the cracker, then aged Parmesan, maybe a little cranberry raisin thing. You put that on. Oh, see, cleans the palate. Get you ready for that next 5. Get you ready for that next 5. You're going to take it on like a champ. So let's do this. Have some pretzels. Eat something good. Don't chips and you gotta do this and then it's all in your teeth and screws up the whole taste palate. We want to taste this beer.